Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining today's video because we're gonna do a different video today. But recently a video of mine went viral on TikTok and it's been getting a lot of views with a lot of questions as well, and unfortunately it's become so overwhelming that I cannot even answer the questions on messages as well as on comments and stuff. So I decided to sit down and record a video about my Qatar recruitment process and how to help others do the same thing. And I just wrote some notes down just to help me remember how to what to talk about and mainly just address the frequently asked questions, you know. So let's just get into the video. Number one, the application stage. So you need to understand that you need to meet the requirements if you're not above 21, because specifically for Qatar, I am not talking about Emirates or other airlines, but I'm talking about specifically for Qatar. If you are not above the age of 21, you have now completed your matric certificate, and most importantly, you do not have a passport, I would advise you to not apply, because those things are very important. They usually check your passport because they want to make sure that you are of age. And if you don't have a passport, I would definitely recommend that this is the perfect time to go and get it. Don't waste any time. If you really want to start traveling, start getting your passport. One thing I've learned through my experience is that when I pray to God, for example, and say to him Lord, I really want to travel the world. It's easy to pray and then say, Lord, I want to travel the world, but then you also need to take that step and apply for your things like passports and stuff, so that when it does happen, you're ready. You know what I mean? So definitely my advice would be apply for that passport, not just out of faith, but out of future opportunities. Because if you want to start going abroad, start working abroad, it's better to have a passport, you know. And obviously be careful, don't just apply for any job abroad and everything. Be careful, but obviously for this job you need a passport, because they use your passport to check how old you are. And it's so important that you are above the age of 21. You don't want to get there on the first day, and then they immediately reject you because you're not of age. It would have been a waste of time, money, and you know. So I would definitely recommend to only apply when you're 21 or above. And you need to be able to reach 212 centimeters, which is a door and some centimeters, without wearing shoes, but you can stand on your tippy toes. They're very strict on this, mainly because they need you to be able to reach certain compartments of the airplane or the plane. The requirements are there for your safety. They're not trying to discriminate against you having scars or you having hyperpigmentation or anything. They're not trying to fixate on those things because they want to pick the best of the best, but they're really trying to make sure that the people that they do hire are able to do their job effectively. So make sure you meet the requirements. And when you apply your CV, I've been getting a lot of these questions. CV layout. I'm going to be honest with you, whether your CV has pictures or not, whether your CV is colorful or not, no matter how pretty or simple or basic your CV looks, it does not matter if the content of the CV does not vouch for you. I'm going to say that, put it point blank period, because there are going to be people who say don't put pictures on your CV, keep it black and white. Then there are going to be people who do CVs and it's colorful and it has their pictures and it works and you're like, wow. And it can really be so confusing, especially in this industry. What CV do they really want? Applications want you to have a picture on it. They will specify that they want you to include pictures. Some of them don't say include the picture on the CV, but maybe send a different picture, you know. What am I getting to? My point is, you might find that we are too fixated on the CV layout. People have been asking me, can I please see your CV layout? And the thing I always tell them is that my CV was a basic black and white. I did not have any pictures. It was literally if you saw my CV, you'd be like, that is so basic. I literally just went to Canva. Take notes, this is what I did. I went to Canva and I picked a professional CV, and I picked the one that I liked. I didn't want to do pictures. I felt like I had done the picture one, it wasn't working for other airlines. I hadn't tried for Qatar specifically. Simple, plain and simple. And then afterwards I did and put all my information on it. And then I went to an ATS checker. Now an ATS checker is a platform that is used to really score out your CV. You know, when you apply for a job and you are excited, you're like, okay, I'm gonna apply for this. You apply late, maybe like around 1:30 p.m. and by 1:31 p.m. you already get the message that nope, you were rejected. And you wonder, like, how did that even happen? Well, some platforms or some companies, big corporations, use softwares to score out your CV to make sure you meet the requirements. That is why specific airlines like Qatar and Emirates will ask you questions to be like, are you of age? No, then you're out. Like immediately, they won't even have to say, oh, we're gonna check. Some people just, like immediate rejection, because they use certain softwares, certain questions to quickly take out those who are not already meeting the basic requirements. And that is what your CV needs to also do. It needs to meet the basic requirements. Market yourself. Like, why are you being shy on your CV? Market yourself. I know it's going to be hard because you need to keep it like maybe to 1 or 2 pages, but market yourself. Quantify your experience. The thing is, CV score lower because there's spelling mistakes. The format is wrong, like we use in different formats. Just use Canva. Canva creates really good CVs. And after all of that, like you got the design and everything, make sure to quantify your experience. For example, if in your experience you are a waiter, right, and you're like, I was a waiter for 3 years. Okay, sharp, cool. Now how do you quantify your experience? You can be like, oh, as a waiter, you clean up after customers, you have to make sure you're locked up, blah blah blah. And yeah, we kind of know what a waiter does, and thank you for sharing that, but quantify it, put numbers to it. As a waiter, we had to work an average of this many days, put a number to it. As a waiter, this is how many hours I worked. And if you're somebody who doesn't have experience, then I would advise you to use like your education. Like I'm not even joking. I know I'm smiling, but it's not even a joke. Like use everything to your leverage and quantify it. If you got a distinction, put it down. Say 80%, 90%, I don't know. Put your distinction down. If you got marks that were really good, or you're doing a subject that you feel like is gonna show that you prepared for for the airline, for example, like tourism, or what else, consumer studies, all these different things, put it down and make sure to quantify your experience. What did you get? Like, how many hours did you do it for? I know it's going to be hard to put it down and be like, oh my word, how many hours did I do it? Obviously, do not lie on your CV. It's not worth it. But I'm just saying, a lot of us miss out on these opportunities from our CVs in our application stage. Not because we don't meet the requirements. Some of us do meet the requirements, but we do not quantify our experience. We do not put our experience on blast for people to say, wow, okay. Because even if you don't have experience, do not like push yourself away. I don't have experience in customer service or hospitality, but I still applied and I still got through with these tips. So remember to make sure you to put your CV, do your CV properly, and then put your CV through like a ATS checker, and make sure you check your CV. Like, you don't have spelling mistakes, you don't have grammar mistakes, you don't have like basic things that are just like could be fixed and not have to like miss up your opportunity, Now, with that being said, that doesn't guarantee that specific position. I'll be honest and say that I did that exact process and I had the same exact CV. Now, I applied with that same exact CV in Emirates and in Qatar. However, only Qatar accepted me, Emirates rejected me. What was so different about my CV? I don't know. Was it the layout? I don't know. I don't know what it was. But for some reason, my CV was rejected by Emirates, but it was accepted by Qatar. your CV layout, whether you use pictures or don't or whatever, is the least of your problems. You need to have content that literally backs you up. Even if you don't have experience, make sure that the thing that you put in your CV sells you, that you know what you're doing, you know, or you not even know what you're doing, but you're going to be willing to learn. That's all I can say. Okay, that's about the CV. How to apply. You go onto the career website. So you type in Qatar career website or Qatar cabin crew, and when it takes you there, you will just search up jobs. So you can search there cabin crew. Right now you might not find anything, but eventually as they start rolling out with some some roles, then you can find, or you can find other jobs as well. Just search it up there, but make sure to search up on the company's website, on the airline's website. That easy. It's on their website. It's on their website. If you don't see anything, if you search up cabin crew and it says there's nothing there, I'm telling you, it's not because they're trying to hide it from you. It's just that they're not applying. Okay, great. And you need to sign in and make your own profile, right? This thing is going to be a bit difficult because you need to change your password each and every single time. I think they timed the password to be for 24 hours. So every 24 hours you want to log in, you have to change your password, which is easy. If you're somebody who can save your password somewhere, just change your password but keep the same username. Just all you need to change, not your username, nothing like that, just your password. So when they ask you to say change your password, or you want to log in and then they give you boom, change your password, nobody hacked you. Nobody's trying to keep you out. They just want to make sure that it's like a security checkup kind of thing, to make sure that nobody just has access to your profile and can hack into your profile. So make sure that you can always remember to change your password, and always remember to write it down somewhere. I don't know. Next thing, assessment day. Okay, so I'm not gonna go really into depth about assessment day, besides the fact that on the first, there's 3 days. So on the first day you do a CV drop, a meet and greet. So that's like literally 5 minutes of your time. You get there early, or you get there at the time that you assigned to get to at that time, and you literally just drop off your CV. They'll come to you, they'll make you line up and everything. Some of y'all will have to sit down for a bit before they make you line up, and they'll literally be there. The recruiters will be sitting there, and they can actually do a surprise height check. Like, if you guys want to know my experience in detail, please, I will put a link in the bio, or like an end card or whatever, I don't know, but please check out that, because when I tell you about my experience, I think I go more into detail about how everything went. I just want to really tackle in this video more on the SCAR check, because I feel like a lot of people are asking this question. So if you want the whole experience about how to present yourself, how to go there, please go check out that video. But in terms of SCAR check, which is the most asked questions, first of all, guys, I don't work for Emirates, or Qatar, so I cannot, I know a lot of people have been sending me pictures of their scars and asking me, would this get them disqualified? I unfortunately can't tell you that. I'm not gonna be rude. I don't want to be rude or mean or anything like that, but it's the truth. I don't work for them. No. But my point is, in terms of the SCAR check, it's not just a SCAR check to see if you have birthmarks or beauty spots or whatever. It's a SCAR check for your tattoos and all these different things. It's not just how did you hurt yourself, it's about your tattoos as well. And I think they evaluate these things, especially if you hurt yourself. They evaluate it because they're afraid that they don't want your scar to reopen if you're at work for some odd reason. Mistakes can happen at work, and if you have a deep scar, they don't want you to accidentally have a mistake and then it reopens. They're not trying to be rude and say you have to be like a Barbie or whatever. No. So let's not try to be mean and hate airlines and stuff like that. Just try again. You might find that the same person who had I remember doing a process with this one lady who was rejected the first time. It was my first time, but it was, I think, her second time. And she said she was rejected for a scar on her lip. And when we looked at her lip, we were like, where is the scar? And turns out the second time she got through. So it really just depends on what the recruiter can see and how the recruiter can evaluate it. Some recruiters are lenient, some recruiters are a bit more strict. at the end of the day, some people say it's all about luck. I believe it's all about God's timing. You know, it's all about God's timing, and it's not supposed to be that thing where you need to be a Barbie, but they're trying to make sure that you don't end up hurting yourself doing your work, because and then scars reopen and stuff like that. Like, they don't want that. They're trying to make sure that you're protected, you're safe, you know. The scar check, like, literally guys, if you're worried about a birthmark or beauty spots, I would still say apply. I always tell people that, like, you can still apply if you really feel like it's too small or whatever, like you don't really recognize it, fine. But those who keep on sending me pictures of like their scars and everything, I unfortunately cannot tell you whether or not you're gonna get it taken out or not. Like, I cannot see, I cannot evaluate. I don't work for Qatar. One thing I will say is, if you feel like it's small and it's not gonna, it can be covered by your uniform and stuff, like, I'm telling you guys, just apply. Like, at the end of the day, apply. If you feel like you can, because the thing is, the scar check happens on the second day. You need to get through the first day above all. The scar check happens on the second day. The second day, you need to get through the first day, and the first day is the hardest, because they literally have not even 2 minutes, 1 minute with you. 1 minute. You need to understand, there's like literally over 1,000 people who have to attend the assessment days. You need to get through to them on the first day. They need to like the way you just walk in, the way you present yourself the first day. The first day, you don't even worry about the scar check. You need to worry about the first day. Like, when you get the CV part, the application part is the hard part, but when you get through, it's like you have to face another hard part. And then once you get through that, trust me, by the time you get to the second day, things start to flow easier. You get to do the English test, because before you even get to the SCAR test, you need to do the English test. So you need to make sure your English is really good, and not just that really good, but you need to make sure that you can understand basic English, comprehend basic English. Because if you don't get that, then you are eliminated. Like, you need to make sure you get to a lot of stages before you can even get to scar check. So the scar check is the least of your guys' problem. Like, I'm not even trying to make it like don't worry about the scar check. Don't worry about the scar check. Make sure you're confident on all the other areas, because you might find that you get a lenient recruiter that day. But if you don't meet the height requirements, who's gonna even check your scars? If you don't make sure that you're confident and comprehend English really well, who's gonna check your scars? So yes, scars are the biggest worries and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, there's other things to really worry about that you don't want to get eliminated in before you can even do your scars. Like, I'm not even telling you, I think my biggest stress was making sure that they liked me on the first day. I didn't even think about the scars. I didn't even worry about that, because when you are worried about all of that, you end up sabotaging your own opportunities. Guys, I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna be honest with you, make sure you don't just apply for cabin crew. I feel like so many people get this, like, so fixated on cabin crew, and there's nothing wrong with having such a dream, but my advice would be to look at other avenues to get through there. These big airlines, these other job opportunities that are literally looking for people, and it's ground opportunities, like you work in the airport. But if you do your research, you will find that it's literally what the cabin crew, like they get the people who work on the ground floor get the cabin crew benefits, but just without being able to fly. And yes, the pay will be different. However, they get accommodation fully covered by the company. They also get discounts on tickets, like just like the cabin crew do. They also get leave days sometimes, I believe. There's other benefits that the cabin crew have that also people who work on the ground staff have. So essentially what I'm saying is, many of us kind of limit ourselves just to cabin crew, when you can actually apply for this ground staff, right? It's ground opportunities, and then you can work at it, do your best in it, earn the skills and lessons from it, because some of us don't have customer service or hospitality, but yet there's ground staff opportunities in these airlines that can give you those kind of opportunities, give you that kind of experience. And once you get through that, once you get through that experience, you can apply for cabin crew. You can apply. It's just gonna be a different way, and it's gonna take a bit longer, because yes, you would want to stay in the company that you signed the contract for, and that position for at least a certain amount of time, right? Before you start moving around in the company, of course. But it's not like a sneaky way, but it's more of a way to say think long term. If you are literally like me, you're 21, 22, 23 years old, you're kind of young, you know, why not try out for the ground staff, experience experience and gain more experience of what it is like to work in the airline. Get the airline culture right. You know, the same thing about the ground staff is that they need to meet grooming requirements just like cabin crew does. How much better would it be to learn and have experience in that and know the culture in that? By the time when you get to be, for example, cabin crew, you know what you're doing. Like, you know, you're like, oh, I got this. Like, I feel confident in this. I know I've been doing grooming for all this while and all these different things. I know how to do my makeup. I know how to do this. Like, I'm not trying to be sneaky or whatever and just say apply for everything and just let it be. No. But if you really want to see yourself in doing cabin crew, think of it long term. Some people actually spend 10 years and more applying for these cabin crew positions, right? And I believe for them, the reason why they have 10 years is because they see a future with this thing. They see a long-term goal about this whole career. Think of it long-term. If you get rejected the first time, or the second time, or the third time, or the fourth time, I don't know how many times you get rejected, but no matter how many times you get rejected, if this is still a dream in your heart, think of it as a long-term thing and still pursue other avenues to get you to that dream. My biggest dream is to be able to travel the world, and I can obviously see that me just simply having, like, being born from generational wealth is not in my way, where I can just go and get a private jet and then just go to different countries. Is not happening. I need to look at different avenues on how can I do that. And that is why I was drawn to such a job like being a diplomat, because I understand that I can get to travel to different countries over periods of 2 years and stay there and obviously advocate and everything, but the root cause is that I get to travel. Same with cabin crew. My dream far away is to travel, right? But cabin crew allows me to travel, and I will get to travel and get allowance and everything like that. But what does it lead to? My dream of traveling. So you can have a big dream, right? But you can try different avenues to get through it. And it's not meant to be sneaky, but it's literally you looking at your dream and saying, I have a long-term vision for this. It's not just a today thing and I need to achieve it today. It's a long-term vision. It's how can I take the steps to get there? And I want to just advise you guys, with all that is going on in this world, right? I really just pray and hope that you will go into every application with prayer. And if you feel like something is off about anything, don't question yourself. Remove yourself. If you are applying for something and you're not sure of it, please do your research. Please use proper articles to check it out. Check out the things you want to apply for, because unfortunately we have people in this world who are using people's dreams to scam people's dreams, to fund their own desires, to fund their own pockets and stuff like that, and they will go at no limit to get what they want from you, and in the end benefit for themselves. I'm trying to be somebody who's like really who wants people to go abroad and is rooting for them. Like, if you want to go abroad, thank you, like, yes, let's all travel, you know. But I want to advise again, that you must be careful. Like, don't just apply for anything and everything because it sounds good. Do your research. Research the company, even if it's a well-renowned company. I feel like so many of us can miss out on a good opportunity because we are too scared to do research. Do research. And some of us can actually save ourselves a lot of heartache if we do research. One thing I would rather say to, and I would even advise you guys, is to maintain your option to choose. Yes, there are circumstances where we get so desperate because the employment rate is so bad and the job market is so bad, and we can feel so desperate. But maintain your right, your ability to choose. Don't let anybody take that away from you. Don't even let desperation take that away from you. Don't even let anger or anxiety take that away from you. Don't let anybody take that away from you. Don't even let your situation take that away from you. Don't let your choice, your right to choose, be taken away from you. Because that's, for some people, that's the only thing you have. The right to choose whether I'm not going to do it or I'm not going to do this. Don't let that be taken away from you. So do not apply for jobs just because they're there. Do not apply for jobs just because it gets me out of this country. Do not apply for jobs just because the money looks good. Make sure you are able to choose it. Make sure it's your choice. Don't make it, I applied for this job because things were I was desperate. I applied for the job because I was anxious. I applied for the job. No. Make it your decision, your choice, by saying, I applied for this job because I wanted to. I applied for this job because I saw an opportunity in it. I applied for this job because I saw an opportunity to grow in it. I applied for this job and I did my research. I applied for this job and I studied the company. I applied for this job and I studied the culture of the company. I applied for this job and I chose to apply. I chose to make my CV and put it in there. I chose. I want you to have those statements. But one thing I will say, don't let anything or anyone steal your right to choose. Steal your right to say no. Steal your right to say yes. So I hope this video was informative for y'all. I preached a little bit. Until then, bye.